Welcome back, everyone, to our final match here of Nalguidan versus Saiyan. This is going to be the wrap-up of day number 1 here at week 4, and the last of the first rotation of the round-robin format. justsaiyan will play Nalguidan, which means that everybody will have played everybody in their division for B, and then tomorrow everyone's going to finish up Division A, and then we'll start going into the rematches, which should be fun to see, who plays who, what decks are changed up. And we get to see tomorrow where the true diversity is for this week. We have Frozen with his mech token druid tomorrow, which is interesting. Shrefko with his mech paladin tomorrow to see how that works out. And then, of course, the one-off rogues that we have. Like, we have a water rogue, we have a burgle rogue. But this week is 5 warriors, 6 mages, and then one of everything else except for that rogue that we mentioned.
Yep. And this series coming up is going to be a pretty interesting one. justsaiyan is going to be on the Cyclone Mage. And Nalguidan on the Burgle Rogue. We saw this matchup earlier in our first match of the day with, was it Dog versus Monsanto? And Dog was able to take that win, giving Monsanto his first loss. And so far, as the stat you mentioned earlier, that continued to be true after that series, Cyclone Mage has not beat the Burgle Rogue, which is a very interesting statistic and just goes to show you how much tempo this deck can generate. Now, there are some few slight differences in both players' lists. Saiyan has the one copy of Frostbolt in his primary deck, which definitely a card that can help you get a little bit of burst damage later on in the game, can help deal with a tricky minion that you wouldn't otherwise be able to deal with, gives you that spot removal. But other than that, pretty standard Cyclone Mage stuff with the 4 giants up at the top end.
Yep, Nalguidan's deck, on the other hand, we call it Water Rogue, it's a Burgle Rogue, whatever you really want to label it. For our bookkeeping purposes, we're calling it Burgle Rogue for today. But TJ, you said that was that you trolling the rest of us? Or was that you just trying to make it decisive? No, this is where we draw the line.
I figured we could just explain the name Water Rogue in the origins. Hunter was the original creator of the deck, which included sea giants, and he wanted to call it Water Rogue because Spirit of the Shark, they're in the ocean. Sea giants also kind of in the ocean, both watery themed. And Grawl the Shark in the tertiary deck adds the 3rd watery creature. So it is Water Rogue, but when at its core, it is a Burgle Rogue. So that's why I decided to include it there. Because the game plan's a little different, but you basically just have an 8/8 that sometimes comes down for pretty cheap sometimes. But as far as like how it operates, in most matchups it operates exactly the same.
Am I supposed to go back into the spreadsheet and rename all the Water Rogues to Burgle Rogue now, TJ?
No.
Okay, so we just keep that going?
Sure.
Okay, so then there's just going to be 2 different statistics that are going to be thrown out there then.
Well, this is just for the naming of on broadcast. As far as like stat tracking goes, it's still different archetype. I don't know.
Fair enough.
We could do whatever we want.
Cool. You can have whatever you like. justsaiyan has Mana Cyclones, Conjurer's Calling in the opening hand. I wonder how important Frostbolt is in a matchup like this, and maybe even keep it. Yes, that's something that I was curious about. Frostbolt seems really good against a deck that generally has 3 health minions.
Yep. Life Drinker, Spirit of the Shark, Henge Clan Burglar, SI7 Agent, Blink Fox.
Saiyan looking for that Sorcerer's Apprentice, looking for that opportunity to drop this Mana Cyclone for big swings. Nalguidan plays this evil Cable Rat. It's been very important to have the lackeys as the backbone of the rogue deck here. So much so that Nalguidan favors having that extra 1/1, and we've seen a lot of rogues dagger up and save it for later on.
Yeah.
From here, Saiyan has the fairly obvious play of just pinging down this 1/1. He also could coin out stuff, but I don't know anything outside the Banana Buffoon that he'd want to coin out, because coin Arcane Intellect seems a little bit weird.
This does give him board presence.
Yeah, I think one thing that mages tend to do, which is give the rogue a little bit too much time and too much freedom to develop, and they get to leverage their board very easily.
Yeah. But this with the Shadow Step from Nalguidan allows him to play the SI7 agent, take out Banana Buffoon.
Yeah, and then also play it with Spear of the Shark the following turn.
Yeah.
This ends up working out very nicely. Oh my goodness.
That mirror image keep would have been insane in the opening.
Yeah. I mean, he's one Sorcerer's Apprentice away from greatness.
Or mediocrity, depending on what spells he gets.
I'm leaning towards the greatness. Remember also, by the record, this is a battle for last place.
It is.
Nalguidan wins here. He has the head-to-head over Saiyan. Saiyan's in last place in Division B, which is not something that I would figure that would happen based off of his caliber and his pedigree.
But if Nalguidan loses, he goes to 1-6, and he is 2 games behind the next person in the standings. At it with a 4-way tie at 3-4, I believe.
Yeah.
So he'd be in sole possession of last place by quite a margin.
Saiyan has 2 magic tricks. Definitely a little bit hard to budget all of his mana right now. And with the shark on the board, Saiyan can't take too long for his time to strike. The play that I feel like speaks to me is to take it slow and Frostbolt and ping the 1/1.
Yep.
However, I feel like that still doesn't really give you a good plan the next turn. Maybe Ziliak's the shark. However, your opponent knows that you can do stuff like that, so maybe they start evolving it. I don't know, this is really hard.
Time runs out on me.
Saiyan's gonna go digging because I don't think he likes any of his options here. Icicle is not bad if he gets freezes.
Spellbender, not the greatest. Targeted removal in this deck is limited to Eviscerate. It can also disrupt Shadow Steps, which can be a pretty big deal, and Vendetta. So it's expensive. It's hard. It's a little bit difficult to play. And Nalguidan has a lot of cheap ways to check for secrets. But Spellbender could give Saiyan a lot of some tempo advantage.
Yeah. Togwagga Scheme, Violet Haze, Academic Espionage. Almost all of these are very meh. Backstab is very nice here. Shiv is also reasonable.
Yeah. Violet Haze did get buffed. It went from 3 mana to 2 mana. So
yeah.
I think it's a lot better pick. Togwaggle Scheme, unless you're playing it on a minion that you really want to draw a lot of the time, this matchup is not going to fatigue. So Togwaggle Scheme may dilute your deck with stuff that you don't want to draw.
Rogue with Magic Trick. That is pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
Magic Trick says discover a spell, right? Not discover a mage spell.
Discover a spell that costs 3 or less.
Yeah, really important for Saiyan to take down the shark, but he doesn't really have much else going on here. All right, Nalguidan has the Hench Clan Burglar. See what Magic Trick does. It says discover a spell that costs 3 or less. Another Togwaggle Scheme opportunity. At this point, I think you'd rather just take Deadly Poison for just the straight damage. Backstab seems good here, but you can also play Sea Giant as well. Saiyan in a very awkward spot, but again, just needs one Sorcerer's Apprentice, TJ. One small girl.
By this time, the time he draws that, he might just be dead, because Nalguidan is actually a substantial amount of damage from him. Archmage tonight is a dead draw, at least for this turn. It may be time to do some things.
All right, so you can Evocation, Ray of Frost. I guess Ray of Frost first. You can even Icicle to draw a card.
But then that kind of defeats the purpose of filling your hand with additional spells.
Maybe he's not trying to play additional spells. Maybe
Maybe
he's
he's
just
not.
paying. Nova. The Nova changes things too, because now he can go for a different play. Evocation. Is he going for this?
So it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. He would empty out 3 cards of his hand with the 9-card hand, so he'd be full.
Runs out on me.
So if he doesn't play, he can play Spellbender last.
Yep, trying to keep his hand size reasonable. A second Elemental Evocation.
2 Conjures Calling in hands with a Khadgar, but just nothing to play it on. Ooh, High Spear and Togwaggle.
Yep, now God needs to be mindful of what the secret is first, so he can test for it before he commits to the Togwaggle. So you can test for a Splitting Image first. You can test for Ice Barrier and Vaporize. You can also test for the Mirror Entity.
Yeah.
I mean, Nalguidan says, to heck with any of that. Let's just play the High Spear and Togwaggle here first.
He's going to call his bluff.
I mean, it's a 1 in, what, 6 or 7 chance that ends up being the case.
I think there's 6 secrets, right?
Unlikely.
Think.
It's like the game telling you, wait. Let's think about this first. Okay, so you test for Vaporize.
There's a secret there, dummy.
You can test for 1 more by attacking for Splitting Image. Then you can test for 1 more by playing the Faceless Lackey. Then you can pay for 1 more. Alright, so now he knows it's safe.
So he's got it down to Counterspell and Spellbender.
Yes. And he kept the board space free. Okay. So now we have Elemental Evocation, Mountain Giant for 2, Frost Nova.
You can go Khadgar, Conjures Calling.
Yes. That works. But then the Frost Nova? Yeah, I guess you can't Nova then. You're just stuck on the Khadgar Conjures Calling setup.
Yeah, I mean, that's so good.
It's good, but you might be dead.
If he doesn't get Grave Wars, Mountain Giants.
Oh, he has 1 more chance.
Okay.
But he still might be dead anyways.
4 plus 6, 10.
Wondrous Wand.
Yeah, he hasn't checked for Counterspell yet, so he probably wants to Tog Scheme something.
There's no sap in the deck. There's Eviscerates and Backstabs are effective.
But if he Tog
Vendetta.
Schemes, he shuffles Spellbenders into his deck, which means he's more likely to draw them with Wondrous Wand.
Yeah, that's
Oh
true.
my goodness.
Yep.
He's gonna, and it's summons 2!
It's 2!
Oh no! Now he Wondrous Wands, he's gonna draw 3 Spellbenders. Or what are they even called?
Oh my gosh, 0 cost Vendetta.
Okay. And a 0 cost Waggle Pick. So he has 7 damage from hand. How can he do these trades?
That looks very close to death. Oh, Earth Shock. Okay. Yeah, that's 100% it then. Wow.
Yeah, 13, 14, definitely. That's a lot of damage.
Dude, the Spellbender is super funny, man. And that's actually a really good foresight from Saiyan in case he needed to protect his Grave Horrors.
Yeah.
But the Mage buckles again, and Burgle Rogue 1 more time. That is a 9-0 score against Cyclone Mage, TJ.
Yeah. That is a big W also for Nalguidan. His confidence has been pretty shaky. You know, he's come out many times on social media, even talking with us, that he just does. Every week he goes into Grandmasters and he just doesn't feel confident.
Yeah.
Which is a brutal state to be in. I mean, he's playing against a lot of the best players. Even his division is just incredibly stacked. And if you had told Nalguidan, hey, in week 4 you're going to be fighting for last place against justsaiyan, like that would be a very scary proposition to tell someone. And now he's doing it, but 1-0 lead, looking good. And he also has a good secondary deck to combat these mages.
Yep. He's got 2 Henge Clan Thugs.
Yep, and Betrayal, a Sap, and a Walk the Plank. Now he takes out Life Drink or Waggle Pick and Zilex to do that, but oftentimes those cards are very tough to use against Mage in general. You saw both Life Drinkers in the far left of his hand that game. Even in a matchup where he was like ahead, he didn't even use those and didn't even need to use those to kill him. So,
but that being said, I'm a big fan of Waggle Picks against Mage, just to shut them down. I do know that you are vulnerable to weapon removal, so it's like, if they do play weapon removal in their deck like Monsanto did,
yeah,
you are working, basically against yourself because a Waggle Pick remove your tempo onto the board. That being said, Saiyan doesn't have that. His secondary deck has these Swampoos and the Harrison Jones, but it also has Twilight Drake and Astromancers, and I don't think that's exactly what he's looking for either.
No, it gives him just as big of a blow-up potential with the cards that he knows Nalguidan's going to put in.
Right.
Now, his tertiary deck does have Magic Dart Fraud, Vexcrow, but he takes out Banana Buffoon, Frost Nova, Sandbinder, and Archmage. So we did get word that Nalguidan is going to that secondary deck with the Sap Betrayal, Walk the Plank, and Hedge Clan Thugs and Saiyan sticking on his primary list, so it feels like that's going to be his best chance. His secondary, tertiary look like they're built for Warrior and like Zoo, Token Druid / Murloc Shaman, respectively.
Saiyan on the same exact hand. He's got Mana Cyclone, Frostbolt, and Conjurer's Calling.
I mean, he was a Sorcerer's Apprentice away last game from, as you said, greatness.
It's true.
Maybe he picks it up this game.
He was also on the coin. If he picks up a Banana Buffoon and Nalguidan picks up the Shark, we're going to be in the exact same scenario. Of course, Nalguidan has a different deck list, so it's not exactly the same. Plus, he doesn't have the Evil Keeble Rat.
That is a good hand from Nalguidan.
Quality stuff.
Ooh.
Quality stuff. It's moments like this where Nalguidan basically has shifted to a tempo road.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the Burgle package. Do you coin out the Stargazer Luna here?
I mean, it's vulnerable to Blink Fox Vendetta, but that's a 2-card combination.
Your opponent did keep 2 cards, I believe. Oh, no, they kept no cards.
Yeah.
Shouts to Production 2, we finally have a deck tracker. We can actually utilize this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept no cards, so that's definitely grounds for you to go ahead and coin this out. And Nalguidan doesn't have the punish for it.
Oh, no, he kept Backstab.
Did he keep Backstab?
Yeah. He mulliganed 2, kept Backstab.
You are correct.
I mean, they can give us a deck tracker, but our ability to read it still hinges on our ability to read it.
Yeah, I don't know if deck tracker is built for spectating nearly as cleanly, but it still gets the job done, which is important. Conjurer's Calling. Woo! Whoa! A Marsh Drake.
It's a shame that Nalguidan has like nearly the perfect answer.
That is
to all of
the perfect answer.
I mean, he could push 5 again and just double Vendetta this. The problem is he wouldn't have a way to deal with the Giant should have come down, but he's going to have 7 cards in his hand going into turn 4. Giant's still ways off. I mean, next turn he couldn't even Elemental Evocation Mountain Giant. Because it costs 5, I believe.
This stings.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
And Saiyan is going to take more damage than the Henge Clan Thug. And Saiyan's best answer to Henge Clan Thug is Conjurer's Calling.
Ugh.
And if he doesn't deal with this now, he's just going to take more damage.
Yeah. Sea Giant kind of stranded here. Sandbinder, I mean, yes, it digs deeper into your deck, but if you draw a Mana Cyclone with this Sandbinder, you're kind of in the same spot they were last turn because the Sandbinder is so easily on board.
I don't know, man. I think Saiyan's already in a spot where he could be dead in a couple turns here.
Yeah. Henge Clan Thug, similar to the Fairy Dragon tech that we saw earlier from Dog.
Yeah, it's just good against the pressure of the mages. Mage is a great deck, but it does have its weakness, and Rogue capitalizes on it really well in a multitude of ways. Fairy dragons, sharks, thugs, cleefs.
Time runs out on me.
Picks. Roys. Steps.
Zills?
No.
He doesn't have Zills.
He does, actually.
No,
he took it out.
He also took out the picks.
Well, I'm just saying in general, it pressures the mage.
And the drinks.
Always the drinks. Nalguidan has the opportunity for this Van Cleef. And good for Saiyan in the sense that he got the Frostbolt back.
Yeah.
If Mana Cyclone was just a 2-mana 2/2, give a Frostbolt in your hand. That's still really good. That said, Edwin Van Cleef.
Yep. And Nalguidan's got gas to follow it up, too.
He's just got the nuts. Although, Van Cleef and Hedge Clan Thug with a Conjurer's Calling here. It's probably Saiyan's best bet. Or he could go for the Doomsayer.
He's going for Doomsayer.
Doomsayer.
Aw.
Okay, but he can freeze and try again next turn. Oh, the Mana Addict! Oh, gosh!
That's bad.
Saiyan's gonna try it one more time. 6, 8, 10, 16 damage this turn. 17, excuse me. Nalguidan can put him down to one point.
Yep. Wait, with the dagger? No, it's lethal.
No, but I counted the dagger.
Oh, you counted the dagger. Wait.
Because this eviscerates 6 damage.
And then the dagger. That's exactly 18, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah. No, it's 13 damage right now.
14?
13, 14. Yeah, you're right. It is exact. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
there you go. Wow. All right.
Mana Addict. What the heck?
The game, I'm surprised. The game just ended. Now get on 2-0
so
Saiyan.
fast.
I know. I mean, that's the rogue for you. The Hench Clan Thugs in the secondary deck putting in work for Nalguidan, and you know, Saiyan realizing that his best chance to win is going for the Doomsayer out on the Novice Engineer, but we've yet to see it. I mean, one of these days is just going to be like in the ultimate scenario, like the finals of the Vegas Masters Tour. Somebody's going to Conjurer's Calling a 2-drop, and 2 Doomsayers are going to pop out. But until I see it, I don't believe that it exists.
It's absolutely ridiculous. That was a turn 5 or turn 6 kill, rather.
Yeah, 6 mana. Yeah,
6 mana kill.
Wow.
For Nalguidan. Wow. And now with that, he ties up Saiyan in the standings, which means that he's not last place. Let's go ahead and chat with Nalguidan. Are you there, dude?
I am here. Hello.
Awesome. So 2-0. I don't think we were expecting it to be that one-sided. Did you expect to be for the games to go that smoothly today here?
As far as my practice went, the first match was like kind of difficult, but after the side decks, I think I was like in a better spot than him. But yeah, definitely game 2 was a bit too much.
A bit, yeah. That was good. You know, we've been kind of following along your story here, and it feels like you know, there's definitely been some moments where you're not doesn't seem like you're very confident in just like how the Grandmasters has progressed. And can we get a little bit into like what's going on through your mind as you prepare for week to week?
Well, I try to prepare the best I can for my opponents every week. I think in that aspect, I've been doing pretty well. But yeah, I don't think, like, of course there are things on my previous series that I could do better, but I don't think they are like that big to compare to the lack I've been having. I don't know what you see from another point of view, but that's my point on my results.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that this is like a big confidence booster to kind of just show you, like, as you know, like eventually the results will pick up, right? If you just bring the right meta reads and you're gonna get good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Like, when maybe I think I'm doing okay, but maybe I don't. You know, like if I'm not even I don't even notice what are my mistakes, then that's when I have to worry. But I think I'm finding what I'm doing wrong, and it's not that big. Also, beating Saiyan, I think he's probably the best player in our group, so beating Saiyan is a boost on my confidence.
Nice, nice. What was the decision to bring the Rogue this week?
I usually like to play. I don't like to be predictable. In all my time playing Hearthstone, I like to play every deck that exists, try every deck, be able to play every deck if I want to. I wasn't sure what my opponents were going to bring this week. Saiyan, I think Saiyan have that mindset as well. He plays everything. I had a bit of a read that Race will bring Warrior, but I think overall Rogue had like the better win rates across. I still think it's a bit unfavorable versus Warrior, but not that much compared to like if I try to hard counter Warrior and I don't get it, you know.
Mhm.
So for this week I should try to choose a safe class.
Gotcha. And do you like the Sea Giants in it? Because I know it's been a divided topic. Some people love it. Some people love it, and some people like really hate it.
Yeah, I tried like a lot of lists from the last week Grandmaster. I tried Monsanto list that is a bit different. This was a Psycho and PNC one. I just made a few changes for this week, and I think Sea Giants are pretty good.
Okay, cool. TJ, any questions for Nalguidan here?
Nalguidan, me and you have one thing in common. We love Hearthstone conspiracy theories. I saw your message on Discord earlier.
Yeah,
And
you can tell that I wasn't expecting to win because I messaged TJ saying that I sent a message because I wasn't going to get an interview.
Yeah.
He sent a preemptive interview because he didn't think he was gonna win.
But the one that he sent me was regarding Dr. Boom, but I have another one for you. I've never seen someone Conjurer's Calling and get a Doomsayer. Have you ever seen it?
Seen it? I don't think I've seen it.
I don't think anyone's seen it. I don't think it exists. Are you on board here with my conspiracy theory, Nalguidan?
Yes, I think I am.
Okay.
There's no proof that you can get Doomsayer.
Okay.
That's right.
There's no proof.
There's no evidence.
There's
At least not in
absolutely no evidence.
Grandmasters. Maybe we'll see it. TJ's theory is that one time we'll see it and someone gets like a Khadgar and they get like 4 Doomsayers by accident or something.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations, Nalguidan. You moved from the last place. Now Saiyan's in last place because you have the head-to-head tiebreaker. But congrats on your victory. Good luck in the next match this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. And you know, I've been
Thank
watching a lot of sports anime, TJ, and one of the most important lines that they always drop whenever a bad beat comes their way, they always say one at a time. And so to players like Nalguidan and to Saiyan and to anybody else that's struggling in Grandmasters, you know, don't worry about the playoffs if you're in the very last spot. More importantly, just focus on your next series, one at a time.
One at a time.
All right. Let's go ahead and show what we saw today in terms of the schedule.
Look at all those 2-0s, Dan.
Oh, yeah, it was all 2 zeros. And yet, we took a full day.
I know. Still a full, like, 5-hour day.
But, TJ, we ended on time because the schedule has shifted. America starts at 12, and then we're supposed to wrap up by 5 p.m.
All right.
And,
well, we're right on schedule then.
We were on track. Dog 2-0 over Monsanto. Eddie 2-0 over Firebat. Zalay 2-0 over ETC.
Yep, and Rays 2-0 over Purple with the aggressively themed Warrior deck that both Purple and Firebat brought not performing today. So I'm curious to see their second match of the weekend. But then, of course, Nalguidan 2 over Saiyan. And even though it shows him in last place there, because he has the head-to-head currently over Saiyan, he has surpassed him. So got to be a big confidence boost versus Nalguidan. He's one of my favorite players to talk to. Got to meet him a bunch of times because it feels like he's been at every championship event that we've run for the past year. But still close in the standings, especially at the top.
Yep. And then tomorrow's match is Race versus Nalguidan. That's going to be the rematch where we begin in Division B, then Purple versus ETC. Frozen versus PNC with his Token Druid. Strifegro versus Muzzy with the Paladin and the Mage, and then Bloody Face versus Amnesiac.
Yep.
The Lone Hunter, the Lone Druid, the Lone Paladin. There's 2 rogues, and then it's all mages and warriors.
A lot of diversity tomorrow. Not a single matchup repeats in any of the matches tomorrow, which is really cool.
We want to see.
We
got the Warrior Mirrors out of the way. There's no more Warrior Mirrors this weekend, TJ.
And I'm out of the way on Friday.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
2 zeros across the board, but lots of fun. If you guys missed any of the action or you want to check out on more standings and information and schedule, check out playhearthstone.com/esports. But in terms of us here at the desk, we are done. We're going to continue things at day number 2, 2 a.m. Pacific here, twitch.tv/playhearthstone. But that's it from us. For Fodan, TJ, and the rest of us here in Studio 5, Burbank, California. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time for more Hearthstone action.